Once you learn the power rule, there is no going back in the best way possible. The power rule for solving derivatives is that any x raised to the power of n equals n times x raised to the power of n minus 1. Let's say that we have x squared. Well, x is going to be our x and our 2 is going to be our n. And it simply, with the power rule, goes down in front of the x. So it's 2x raised to the power of n minus 1. 2 minus 1, we go here, and our answer is just going to be 2x, technically raised to the power of 1, but we don't typically write down that 1. What if we are given 2x to the power of 13? Well, once again, we use the power rule. We drop our 13 in the front, so 2 times 13 is going to give us 26, x, n minus 1, 13 minus 1, 12. So the derivative of 2x raised to the power of 13 is 26x raised to the power of 12. The power rule also works for negative powers. So let's say we once again have 2x, but this time instead of being raised to 13, it's raised to negative 13. Well, once again, we are going to put this 13 down here, but you need to remember your negative. So instead of positive 26, it's 2 times negative 13, giving us negative 26. And once again, we do n minus 1, but this is a negative number. So negative 13 minus 1 isn't negative 12, it's negative 14. Once again, there's really no major math involved. You're simply putting your n in front, subtracting 1 from your end, and then you are done. Finally, what if you have an x that's not raised to any power? So it's simply an x sitting on its own. Well, technically speaking, this is actually going to be x raised to the power of 1, and we can use the power rule again. So we put our 1 in the front, so we have 1 times x times, raised to the power of 1 minus 1, which is going to give us 0. So the derivative of x using the power rule is simply going to be 1 times nothing, because something raised to the power of 0 is nothing, leaving us with simply 1. The power rule is quick, easy, and there's really no major calculations involved. You can do most of them at a glance. Really, the hardest part of the power rule is if you have another number in front of your x that you need to multiply by. So maybe if you have 24x raised to the power of 13, you might need to plug 24 times 13 in the calculator, but in terms of finding the derivative, that is the hardest step.